Hi, good morning, everyone. This lesson will be about reading fill in the blank. So, it is not a day for this topic, but I will be teaching you every day a set of 15 questions with the help of which you can cover 100 questions in a week's time. So, without any delay, let's get started. Just a second.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So I will be recording this lesson. So this lesson will include one-way lesson where I will be teaching most of the things and you will be listening. Okay. Uh, I am not sure if you can see the screen. I'll try to share. Just a second. Hold on. So we will be starting off with this question. So it says, although Botswana is rich in diamonds, it has high unemployment and stratified socioeconomic classes. In 1999, the nation dashed its first budget deficit in 16 years. So budget deficit means it is something in the negative because when we have less money, it's a problem. So we say nation, it is in the past because it is 1999. So we need something of the past. So we've got only two verbs which are of the past, enjoyed and suffered. I don't think anybody would satisfy on the word enjoyed because that's a positive word, but we need a negative word to make it deficit. So we'll say the nation suffered its first budget deficit in 16 years dash of a slump. 16 years while dash of us because of a slump. Okay. With of, there is only one word that fits better, because of. It's a connector and it's giving a reason because there was some diamond market loss. Because of that, there was a budget deficit. Yet Botswana dash one of the wealthiest and most stable countries of the African continent. Yet, so we'll say continent. So this can happen even in your exam. I tried placing my answer two times. It did not fit. The moment it becomes blue, it will fit. Yet Botswana dash one of the endure one of the Botswana is a single noun when we are in the present. So single noun, if it is, then the verb will be s or es. So there is only one verb with which is s or es. So we'll say Botswana remains one of the wealthiest and most stable countries on the African continent. So that is your question solved. So remember these things. When it is a negative, so you choose negative word. And when the noun is singular, you say singular. And African continent, we needed a noun here because African itself was an adjective. There was only one noun called continent. Okay. Moving further. So you have 30 minutes to answer each question. You must take account of how many marks are dashed for each part when you answer it. So marks are dash for. Marks are time, marks are accelerated, marks are routine, marks are valuable, marks are available. So you say how many marks are available for a question. Even if you think you can write more, don't spend 15 minutes dash a part of worth only 5 marks. So you should not spend 15 minutes if the question is only 5 marks to answer it, because we are answering, or whole the thing is about answering. So we will say answering a worth only 5 marks. Leave the space at the end of your answer and come back to it if you have dash to spare later. What is that we have in the exam? Is it brain or it is time? It is time that we have extra. If you like, they are saying if you manage to save some time, you can spend it later on this question. Okay. In the end, just this is just a waste of your dash time. What kind of time have in our life? Valuable time. So this will be your answers for this question. So available, answering a part worth only 5 if you have time to spare, or valuable time. Okay. So moving back to the next question. So those who have just joined, letting them know that this is a one-way lesson where I am recording the class and I'm just trying to answer 15 questions with the explanation, short explanations that can help you in the exam if the question is repeated. Reading is an active process, not a dash one. If it is not active, like if it is active, it is not passive. So active passive makes sense. We always read within a dash context. So when we say within a dash context, we are looking for an adjective because context is a noun, a is an article. So we are looking for an adjective. So predominant, specific. These are the only, and third one. We are not talking about digital because we are reading. We are not, we may read out of a book. So we are not talking about technology. So we'll say specific context. Okay. Like we always read something specific. Okay. We always have a purpose in reading a text, and this will shape how we dash it. How we dash it. So when we are reading, we is plural. So we need a noun, like a verb with first form. So we'll say we approach it. How we approach it. That means in what way we are reading it. What is our thinking while we are reading it. Our purpose and background knowledge will also dash these strategies we use to read the text. Will means first form of verb. Will also dash the strategies. Will also determine. Because volume is a noun, digital is adjective, predominant is a verb with first form. So we've got two verbs, determine and predominate. So we will say determine our strategies. Like it will decide our strategies. Basically, this is what it means when it says it will determine. Okay. So let's check out. Yes, the right answer.
Morning, ma'am.
And again, have a look. Reading is an active process, not a passive one, because we say active passive. Specific context, because context is a noun and we are looking for an adjective. So we had only few adjectives to choose. Okay. Then we have we approach it because we were looking for a verb. And what do we do to reading? We approach it. We try to understand it in our own way. So we say approach it. And determine means to decide, to find out. Okay. So you can always write the word you don't know the meaning of. I will try to give you the meanings as well. I forgot the meaning thing. Volcanoes blast more than 100 million of tons of carbon dioxide. This question is very popular and students do it wrong. So be careful. Into the atmosphere every year. So we are actually putting 100 million tons of carbon dioxide. When we listen to the word carbon dioxide, we say, oh yeah, it's a bad thing. But then they say, but the gas is usually dash. So that means they are saying, but that means the gas is not bad. So we'll say the gas is harmless. When a volcano erupts, carbon dioxide spreads out into the atmosphere and isn't dashed in one spot. Isn't with is MR, we use third form of verb, and they say it is spread. So that means what is the opposite of spread? Concentrate. So they say it isn't concentrated in one spot. We say the whole thing is at one spot. So it's spread, it's not at one place. But sometimes the gas gets trapped dash under enormous pressure. So when somebody or something is trapped, the person is trapped inside something. So there is no word which says inside, but the word says underground. So which means inside, okay? Under the surface. So we say underground. Under and under. So that's also a very good hint. Enormous pressure if it escapes the surface in a dense dash. So with the word dense, we either use forest, we use cloud. So we say dense cloud. Because it is a gas, can gas make a forest? No, gas will always make a cloud. Like you know, the smoke makes cloud. So let's say dense cloud. Okay. So, and again, we needed an noun here. Okay. In a dense dash. So noun was air, noun was atmosphere. That's it. Fact. So you say dense fact, dense air. So we say dense cloud. Okay. So all done. So harmless, you know, concentrated means something which is all at one place. Underground, you already know. Okay. So allure of,
Ma'am.
so this is a one-way lesson. Please listen. It is a one-way lesson. So I will be speaking and you will only be listening for now. Okay. So the next is the allure of the book has always been negative and dash. Negative, and what other word we can say with negative? Positive. Okay. For the texts, and pictures between, I will be muting off all the students. Okay. Yeah. So just a second. I have paused the recording. Sat Shri Akal साਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ. Guys, मैं recording कर रही ਹਾਂ so that कि later ਤੁਸੀਂ learn ਕਰ ਸਕੋ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ. ठीक है? So I'm trying कि भी ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੀ screen दिख भी रहे. Should show up. Yes. Oh, double screen होगी फिर. Just a minute. Hold on, guys. Hold on. ठीक है, मैं सबनों हेलो कह देती है. आई नो तुसी सारे ऑनलाइन आ गए हो, बट मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि लेसन छोटा होए, and I'm trying to record it so you can all listen, and I respect your time. Just give me a minute. Yeah, not same. Yes, okay. ठीक है, किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन हैगा so far? ਆਪਾਂ just extra lesson कर रहे हैं रीडिंग ਤੇ, okay? ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ क्वेश्चन हैगा so far? ਹੁਣ ਬੋਲੋ अगर किसी ने बोला, क्योंकि फिर मैं रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट कर देनी है, and again I'm only talking and you're only listening.
स्क्रीन शो नहीं हो रही.
ओ ठीक है, बाकी किसी का कोई डाउट हैगा?
No, ma'am.
ऑल गुड है?
Yes,
अच्छा,
ma'am.
ए यूजर कौन है? इज दैट सुखजीत?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके ओके, सत श्री अकाल बेटी, सत श्री अकाल.
Ashika.
ठीक है, रमनजीत अपने प्रीति है कि कनाडा वाले रमन है?
हाँ जी मैम, सत श्री अकाल जी.
प्रीति है, प्रीति?
हाँ जी.
ठीक है, गुड. ओके, सो कैन आई गो बैक टू द लेसन?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I really want to support you, and I can see कि बच्चे ਜਿਹੜੇ reading ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ struggle कर रहे हैं, so I'm trying कि we can just work around with the questions. Like it is something which we will do every day as an extra lesson, okay? So topic जो आज दा हैगा, that will be taught as well at 10. We've got 20 minutes. Let's get back to our questions. I'm gonna resume my recording, so you are all on mute, okay? Make sure you are all on mute, okay? And you can see the screen properly. Good. And make sure you write the word which you don't know the meaning of, okay? Coming back to this question, the allure of the book has always been negative and positive, okay? Then we have two. You'll see there are 3 twos here, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. But there is one rule says with 2, we always used first form of verb, okay? And the good news is most of the verbs are first form, but then except beneficial, except this beneficial word was an adjective, so we are not going to use this. So let's say have helped many young readers to dash and grasp the world around them. Have helped young readers to dash and grasp, to discover and grasp the world around them. We can say discover because they can find out. And then, but the allure has also enabled authors and publishers. Now, this is not about readers, it is about the people who write the books. To dash upon young readers, upon, that means they are doing something in their minds of the young readers. So we say prey upon. Prey means shikar. That means you are trying to attack somebody's mind. You are trying to invade somebody's mind. So it's called prey upon, okay? This is a collocation, please remember. And then young readers' dispositions and desires, and not to dash them a menu that turns out to be a junk food. So what do we do with a menu? Like menu means anything which is in the restaurant which people can eat. So when you buy a product, let's say you buy a burger, basically you buy. So the other side, that means the person is going to sell it. So we say to sell them the menu. So what are the answers? Let's quickly have a look. Readers to discover, probably. and then to prey upon, and then we say to sell. It could be readers. I've helped many young readers to dash. Okay. So positive, discover, prey upon, and sell them a menu. Why sell? You know, because we are trying to sell a product in a menu. Okay. Moving further, we've got a big paragraph to answer. So have a look, the first line. Currently, there is a concern about the increasing amount of time children spend in sedentary activities. Do you know what's a sedentary? It means where people are not doing any activity outside. They're on their phones, they're sitting on their video games, and they're just sitting. That is called there is no physical activity. The number of children who fail to achieve dash daily physical activity guidelines, that is 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensive activities every day. That means they fail to achieve the least amount of, like the minimum. Do we have that? The minimum daily physical activity. That means you should do at least this much. That's what they're saying. So that means we'll say minimum. Then they say the apparent increase in obesity prevalence as a result of such sedentary dash. So what can be a sedentary? It can be sedentary behaviors, such sedentary behaviors. That means people are acting lazy. Okay. So it's their behavior. Then we say modern AVG, that means active video games, utilize cameras and motion sensors to allow the gamer to physically perform a variety of actions. Dash on the console, on, enough on, decision on, repetition on, focusing on, dependent on the console, such as swinging a tennis racket or running. So basically, they want them to work out. So we say dependent on the console. Then they are not a sufficient dash for normal physical activity. So they are alternatives, they are better alternatives, but they are not complete replacement. So we will not say that it is sufficient to replace the physical games or physical sports activities with video games which have rackets to move out, but still it is better. So we would have a look at our answers again. So quick one, we are talking about lazy behaviors where we don't do physical activities. So we say we achieve minimum physical activity. Sedentary behavior or sedentary lifestyle, these are two options you can choose. Then we are dependent on. Okay, so we can say with the word on, we can choose dependent, or we can also say focusing on, but they are not saying focus on something. They are saying they rely on something. That means without that thing, they cannot survive. So we say dependent on. And then as we were talking about alternative, the answer was here. Alternative replacement. It means the same. Okay. Moving back. Small paragraph. This question is very popular in the exam. You can see it came 244 times. An ice storm is a type of dash. So storm is a weather. Okay. So what is the difference between climate and weather? Climate is over like a period of many years. Weather is changing in 5 minutes. Like now, what's the weather outside? It's cloudy. After some time, what it will be? Sunny. So weather keeps changing. So storm is a type of weather, not climate. Okay. Climate is hot, cold. Okay. When dash rainfall comes down, so as it is saying ice, so can we say when ice rainfall? Or we can say cold, but we don't have the word cold, we have the word cold. When cold rainfall, so cold, it's very cold. Rainfall comes down into the air, cold air, and water turns into, if it is too cold, what will happen to water? Condensation. So what will
Ice.
happen? Ice. Water will turn into ice. That's called snow. Once there were dash then 16,000 households. Once there were, can we say more than, it's a collocation, right? We say more than 16,000 households, which had a blackout, dash, and ice storm. So when there was ice storm, the blackout happened. So what do we say? During, like when the ice storm was there, the households lost their electricity. So we say during. During means at that time. Okay. So for the word at that time, we can also say during. During is having ing. Can you see that word? What is the meaning of the word ing? Continuous. That means it was there. When that thing was happening, this thing was continuously happening. So we say during. It is a continuous tense. Okay, are we clear? Why it's not climate? Because weather is, it keeps changing. So storm doesn't remain every day if it is winter or summer. So that's why it was weather. Okay, so water turns into ice or water turns into gas. But if it is hot, it is gas. But if it is cold, it turns into ice. Okay, simple formula. More than 16,000 was just a calculation. And during, because it is a continuous tense and at that time. All good? Moving back, we will say the closures have been blamed on a dash in student applications. What do you mean by closures? Closures means something closes down. Closure means something is permanently shut. So is it a good thing? Let's say it's a business. Is it a good thing if business closes down? No, it's not good for business because it's a big loss. The person is closing it down because it could not run it. So we say have been blamed on a dash in student application. That means if there is a university and then that university is closing down, reason there are less students. So can we say fall or rise? Fall in, not rise in. Because it is negative, we say fall in student applications. But money is a dash. What is money? Is a dash. Like it is a reason. So can we say a factor? Why that problem was happening? Because university or college was having less money. So we will say money is a factor. Chemistry degrees are expensive to provide compared with English. For example, some scientists say that the way the government concentrates dash on a small number of top departments. Now, what are we talking about? Expensive? We are talking about money. So can we say any word that is depending on money? Funding. Funds means money. Okay. On a small number of top departments, such as Bristol, increases the dash. What it will increase? The risk of closures, because we are talking about closures. So if majority of the money remains with the top departments, the other departments will ultimately close down. So that means other departments are at a risk. They will lose their profits. So increases the risk. Are we good? So moving further, sportswomen. Sportswomen's records are important and need to be preserved. So if the paper records don't dash, we need to get out and start interviewing people. If the sports record don't exist, that means they're not there. Okay. Sports record don't exist. We need to get out and start interviewing people, not to put too fine a dash on it, a point on it. Can we say a point on it? While we still have a dash, while we still have a chance. Okay, so like we should still go out and interview people. Like we still have a chance, otherwise people are lost, people are gone. So after, if the records aren't kept in some form or another, then the stories are dash to, lost to. That means if we don't record them, ultimately after a few years, people will forget that sportswoman, like that lady who played the game. So the story of that lady will be lost. Okay. So we still have a chance because it's a noun, a point on it. We can't say chance on it. Look at this grammar. Opportunity is a noun. Focus is a noun. Point is a noun. Chance is a noun. Okay. So we have to say something that fits with on. So we can say a point on it, a chance on it. We can't say opportunity anyways because it's a. So with a, we don't say opportunity. We say an opportunity. So that was cancelled. A focus on it. We should put too fine a focus on it. We could have said we should put focus on it, but it says too fine. So we say a point. That point. Okay. This is just a learning session. So you're learning the questions. These are prediction files questions. Cuteness in offspring. Now this question is marked. This is a very difficult question, though it says it's easy. The question has very weird grammar, so let's try to answer it. Cuteness in offspring is a dash protective mechanism that dash survival for others completely dash infants. Like they're talking about cuteness in offspring means in your child. Cuteness in your child is a dash protective mechanism. We can say, what kind of? We can say potent. Potent protective. Potent means potential. Okay. That dash survival for others, that ensures, because we are talking about cuteness, it is singular. It is, we need some noun. I mean, if your noun is singular, this is here, the hint is here. Your verb should be S or ES because it is simple present tense because of is. Okay. So we are in the present tense. We will say cuteness ensures survival or cuteness makes survival. We don't make survival. We ensure survival. So we will say cuteness ensures survival for others completely dash infants. Completely dash infants. Completely guaranteed infants. So what are infants? They're basically dependent. Like, can infant walk itself? No. So we have to help them. So infants are completely dependent. If they have to drink milk, they can just cry. They can't talk, right? So they are completely dependent. Previous research has linked cuteness to early ethological ideas of a dash infant schema, where infant facial features serve as innate releasing mechanisms for dash caregiving behaviors. For instinctive, that means the moment the baby says, we are like, oh, what happened? What happened? So it's like instinctive. The mother or the father would see the face of a child and would say, something is wrong with the kid. Okay. So it's called instinct. Instinct is your brain is giving you a message randomly. You don't know the reason, but you just listen to it. Okay. It's called instinct. It is more like a prediction. Like, the baby might be hungry. So it's an instinct, like you're just guessing it. Okay. Dependent means a person who cannot do anything on its own or anything which cannot work individually. It needs to have some support. Okay. Ensure. What is the meaning of the word ensure? Make sure. So short form, 2 words, make sure. When we make it one, we say ensure. Okay. En always says make it. En means enable it, make it. So ensure means make sure. Okay. So if I say enable, for example, so why do we say the word en? For example, if I say enable, it means makeable. Okay. Enacting, making it act. Okay. So you now know the meaning of the word en. It means make. And then with the word en, whatever word gets connected, it says make able. Okay. Like ensure means now make sure. Are we clear with the word en? Why we say the word en? Okay. What do we mean by the word re? Re means again. Okay. Like for example, relive. Okay. We say rehabilitation. We say review. Like you have seen it before, but now you're looking it at again. So re means again. Okay. Un means not. Okay. Un means not. It means negative. Unable. What does that mean? Not able. So you see, you get the meaning of these words. Re means again. E means make. And un means not. Okay. Some little grammar here for you. And one more question to answer. One or few more. I'll check how many we are done with. I don't know. We need to do a few more. So we are here. So this question is about sex-based hiring. That means female is not hired more, male is hired more. So discrimination against women has been alleged in hiring practices for many occupations, but it is extremely difficult to demonstrate sex-biased hiring. Biased means discrimination. Okay, it means the same. A change dash the way symphony orchestra dash musicians So a change dash the way, a change on the way, a change in the way. So what looks
In-
good? In the way, a change in the way. The symphony orchestra dash musicians. What do we do with musicians? If we are talking about hiring, what we
Good.
should do with the musicians? We should recruit. Recruit means to keep on work. Okay. So keep at work. So hire. So recruiting means to hire people for work. Okay. To overcome possible biases, that means discrimination in hiring, most orchestras dash their audition policies in 1970s and 1980s. A major change. That means the policies have changed. So what can we do with the policies now if we are changing them? Can we revise them? As I said, re means again. So can we say revised their policies? I just gave you the meaning. What does the re means? Means again. So that means they are reviewing their policies again. A major change involved in the use of blind auditions with a screen to dash the identity. Now, if we are hiding, so if I'm putting a screen on my face, I'm hiding my face. That means I don't want to show my face. So concealer is a word. To conceal, with the to we use first form of verb. So anyways, if you go back and you look into your options, which of the following option is a first form of verb? This is not. This is also not. This is. This is. This is not. This is not. This is. This is not. Yes. Yeah. No. Advanced. No. So how many options do we have? Employ, conceal, reveal, and steal. Are we stealing? We are not stealing identity. We are hiding identity. So can we reveal? We are hiding. Reveal means to show. Opposite of hiding. Completely wrong. Okay. Conceal means to hide. Conceal means you seal something. And employ means you hire. But are we talking about hiding the identity? We are trying to say hide the identity. So the only word that fits is conceal the identity. Okay. Then we come here using data from actual auditions in an individual fixed effects framework. We find that the screen dash by 50%, the profitability a woman will be dash out of certain preliminary rounds. So that means the woman, if the screen is there, woman has a chance to be more likely to be advanced. That means woman can be hired. We find that the screen, and also here the word is increase. So we are saying increases by 50% the probability a woman will be advanced. Okay. Out of certain preliminary rounds. That means the woman is going to the next round. Woman has passed the audition. That's what they're saying. Okay. So we say a contestant will be winner in the final round. A female contestant. That means the woman is actually winning the competition, like whatever their round was. Okay. So here you go. So why it is in the way? Because we don't say on the way. Okay. We say I am on the way, but are we talking about we are on the way? No. We are saying a change in the way. Like where is the change? In the way. Recruit means we are hiring people. Revised because we changed things. So we say do it again. Conceal means to hide. Why there was a increase in 50%? Because at the end it says the percentage has actually increased. Okay. And then why we are saying advanced? Because the paragraph itself was telling you that there is a probability that the woman will be advancing and will be hired. Okay. So it is called hint in the paragraph. Sometimes the paragraph will tell you the answer. So you will have to listen. First thing you try to solve, if you don't understand the passage, now be patient, read the paragraph, you might find it. Okay. Let us then suppose the mind to be, as we say, white paper, dash of all characteristics without any idea. So what do you mean by a white paper? That means blank. There is nothing on it. So any word that says nothing, void. Void means nil, nothing, zero. Okay. Whence means when and hence. Comes it by that vast store which the busy and dash fancy of a man has painted on it with an almost endless variety. If there is endless variety, that means there is a lot of things. So can I say boundless? Endless, boundless. Boundless means there is no boundary. So wild, basically they means wild fantasy. Okay. In that all our knowledge is dash. Is there? With is, which form of verb do we use?
Third.
Form of verb. Is MR third form of verb? No, 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 yes, no, yes. All our knowledge is sponsored or all our knowledge is founded? What do we do with knowledge? Can we
Found.
sponsor it? Can you buy knowledge with money? No. Yeah. So you'll say founded. All our knowledge is founded. Sponsor is all related to money. So we're not talking about any money here. And from that, it ultimately dash itself. It ultimately blank itself. From, with the word from, and then it is singular. What kind of pronoun is it? A singular pronoun. With singular pronoun, which form of verb we use? S or ES. So we've got derives, fancies. With the word from, which word suits better? Derive. So we'll say it ultimately derives itself. Okay, that means it comes from that point. Okay. Derives from means you come from there. You take out your results out of something. You say derive from. Okay. So are we clear? Void means nil. There is nothing in it. Okay. There you go. Children skip school. Children who skip school are increasingly on family holidays. Government figures revealed today. Skip school means they're absent from school. And dash children dash truant. And dash children in spring term compared with the spring term last year. Children miss 3 M. So if you don't know more children or less children, so you read the next line. In the last year, there were 3.7 M days of school missed. This time it is 3. So it is less or more. This year, less people are absent. Last year, there were 3.7 people absent. This year, there are only 3% people absent. So it is less absent. So we'll say fewer children dash truant this spring term compared with the last term. So we say ED. So we say
Played.
they played truant. Okay. Played truant. Truant means they were absent. Okay. So you can write that word with the truant. If you have to write a verb, which verb can fit better? Played. Okay. But a dash group of truants. What type of group of truants? Group is a noun. A is a article. What is missing then? Adjective. Okay. Adjective means a quality. Okay. So can I say period is a quality? Most is not a quality. Consent is a noun. Way is a noun. Agreed is a verb. Hardcore is adjective. So we'll say a hardcore group of truants. Sometimes grammar helps you. Sometimes just your understanding helps you. So I'm not trying to work a lot on grammar. Okay. Unauthorized absence means you are not allowed to be absent. You're just absent. Are more likely to be on a family holiday than they were in the same dash last year. We've seen that word same period, same period. So
Same way. Same period.
same period. Okay. Some
Not-
1.2% of all absences was for family holidays not dashed by their school. So we say school did not allow. So we'd say
Not agree.
by their school last year. So last year also the school was not happy, but people just took that break. Okay. So we'll say not agree. Are we good? Now moving on further. Those who are now again connected with me, you might feel like why she's too fast because I'm recording the lesson. People who visit health professionals tend to be older than the dash population. General population. Okay, that means normal population. Okay. Also, what is the article? What is population now? What is general? Adjective. The general population. That means normal. Other people. Because illness increases with age. However, the dash of the population who visited complementary health. What of the population? Proportion. Can I say majority? Can I say majority of the population? I can't.
Yes.
Arey Baba, I can't. Because they are themselves saying that the aged population is not much. Okay. So the old population is not more. So we'll say proportion of some percent. Okay. The proportion of population who visited complementary health dash was highest between the ages of 25 and 64. Complementary health dash. What kind of health we have? Health professionals, we can say. So if you are visiting health professionals.
Therapy.
So what are the words here which can fit the word professionals? Doctors or therapists. So if I say
Ther-
doctors, I don't have to say health doctors, do I? No. Can I say therapists? Yes.
Yes.
Word therapies here, a hint for you. Okay. Health therapies. Okay. The lower rates of people aged 65 years and over dash with the rate of visits to other health professionals. When it
Acceptance.
with, we already had the word with here. Okay? With increase complementary. Okay. What? Yeah. So we'll say compared or contrasted with. Can we say that? Over contrasted. Oh, where is the word? Now this can happen to you as well. So be careful. Okay. Contrasted with the rate of visits, other professionals increase steadily with increasing age. The reasons for the difference might include lower levels of dash of complementary therapies by older people. That means older people don't like complementary therapy. So what we can say? Lower levels of dash. So you remember I said noun of noun? Lower levels of noun. Okay. So we are looking for a noun. Public is not a noun. Independence is a noun. Majority is not a noun. Elder is not a noun. Health is. Doctors is. Controlled is not. So lower levels of acceptance of complementary therapies. Sounds good. Lower levels of independence of complementary therapies. Lower levels of health of complementary therapies. Lower levels of doctors of complementary therapies. So acceptance, because old people, they don't like them. So we'll say lower levels of acceptance. Okay. So these are some popular questions that come up in exam more often. So the answer is lower levels of acceptance. Well, last question for today on reading blanks. Many people today think of culture in the way that it was taught in Europe during 18th and early 19th century. We are in the past. This dash of culture, this dash of culture, this behavior of culture, this dash of culture again. Noun of noun. So behavior is a noun. Punchline is a noun. Argue is not. Concept is a noun. Results, doubt, conscript. So what would you say?
Behavior.
This behavior of culture. And then from this perspective, culture is closely tied to cultivation, which is the progressive refinement of human dash. Oopsie. Where do you think human behavior looks better? Human behavior here. Okay. Okay. The word cultured referred to people who knew about and took part in these activities. For example, someone who used culture in this sense might dash that classical music is more refined. With the might, all these help these words which are called modal verbs. A little grammar here. All the modal verbs, we use first form of verb. Can, could, would, may, might, whatever it is, we say first form of verb. There is only one. Or doubt. In this sense, might doubt that or might argue that. So normally we say argue. No? Argue means they say this. So argue. Okay. So it is not behavior, but it's concept of culture. So what is a culture? It's a concept. Yep. Can you touch culture? No. Can you see culture? Yeah. So it's a concept. Because you can't, it's not a physical thing. Okay. So with that, I think I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 questions for today. So thank you so much. We could have done more,